There's a kind of tired that doesn't live in the bones, but in the soul. It's the kind Caroline Ingalls carries as autumn deepens into winter. Not the tired of a long day's work, though there's plenty of that, but the tired of never stopping. Every morning before dawn, she's at the stove, stirring oats, mending socks, packing lunches. Every evening after dark, she's darning seams, soothing nightmares, writing letters by lamplight. She tends the garden, teaches lessons, nurses the sick, comforts the sad, all while holding the family together with hands that never shake, even when her heart does. To the children, Ma is a fortress. To Charles, she's his compass. To Walnut Grove, she's the woman who always has an extra loaf of bread, a clean bandage, a listening ear. But no one asks, who tends to Ma? That changes one Sunday morning, when Caroline wakes with a sharp pain in her side. She hides it at first, pressing a hand to her ribs, smiling through the ache. But by afternoon, she can barely stand. Charles calls Dr. Baker. The diagnosis is pleurisy, a painful inflammation of the lining around the lungs, worsened by exhaustion and cold. You need rest, the doctor says firmly. Complete rest. No chores, no cooking, no worrying. For at least a week, Caroline's eyes widen in panic. But the children, the meals, the laundry, you'll do nothing, Charles says, his voice gentle but unshakable. Or you'll get worse. And then none of us will have you at all. And so, for the first time in memory, Ma is sent to bed. At first, she lies stiffly, ears straining to hear every creak of the cabin. Is Laura burning the bread? Is Mary scolding Carrie too harshly? Is Charles forgetting to oil the hinges? Her body is still, but her mind races like a spooked horse. Meanwhile, the house descends into beautiful chaos. Laura tries to cook breakfast and nearly sets the kitchen on fire with a grease flare-up. Mary attempts to mend socks and sews the toes shut. Charles irons a shirt and scorches it black. Even baby Carrie, sensing the shift, wails at odd hours, as if protesting the absence of Ma's steady rhythm. The children are overwhelmed, not because the work is hard, but because they've never had to see how much Ma does. They took her presence for granted, like the sun rising. Now, in her absence, they feel the cold. But then something shifts. Laura stops trying to be perfect. She serves burnt toast with a grin. It's crunchy, she declares. Mary lets the socks go unworn and reads stories instead. Charles sweeps the floor with clumsy strokes and laughs when dust flies into his eyes. Slowly, they learn a home isn't held together by perfection. It's held together by love, even when it's messy. And Caroline? She watches from her window, wrapped in quilts, tears slipping down her cheeks. Not from pain, but from wonder. Because for the first time, she sees her family not as people to care for, but as people who care for her. Laura brings her broth in a chipped cup, spilling half of it, but her eyes full of pride. Mary reads her favorite psalm, voice trembling but true. Charles sits by her bed at night, not to fix anything, just to hold her hand and say, "You're doing enough just by being here." In that stillness, Caroline rediscovers something she'd forgotten. She is more than what she does. She is loved simply for who she is. By the end of the week, her body is healing. But her heart? It's fuller than it's been in years. When she finally returns to the kitchen, the children brace for correction. But instead, Ma hugs them. Flour-dusted, tear-streaked, joyful. "I'm so proud of you," she whispers. "You kept our home alive, even when I couldn't." And in that moment, the Ingalls family learns a truth deeper than hard work. Rest isn't selfish. It's sacred. Now, Ma's holiday might seem like a quiet episode. No blizzards, no fevers, no dramatic rescues. But in its simplicity lies its power. In 1870s America, women like Caroline had no days off. Their labor was invisible, endless, and expected. To suggest a mother needed rest was almost radical. But Michael Landon, who wrote this episode, understood something profound. The strongest people are not those who never stop. but those who learn to receive care as bravely as they give it. And Karen Grassel, who played Caroline, brought a quiet dignity to the role that made Ma feel real. Not a saint, but a woman who loved so deeply she forgot to love herself. Today, this story echoes louder than ever. In a world that glorifies burnout, that measures worth by productivity, that tells mothers they must do it all, Caroline's week in bed is a quiet rebellion. It whispers, "You are allowed to rest. You are worthy of care. Your value isn't tied to your output, but to your humanity." So if this story moved you, if you've ever poured from an empty cup or needed someone to say, "Stop, just be," I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Who gave you permission to rest when you needed it most? If this 39-minute journey through Ma's quiet revolution touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to SG Top Celebrities, and hit the bell so you never miss another story that heals, teaches, and reminds us of our shared humanity. Thank you for honoring Ma with me. As Caroline might say, a home isn't built on perfect days. It's built on days when we let each other be human. Until next time, give yourself the gift of rest. You've earned it.